The water situation in Ilorin Metropolis has become a pressing concern for residents, particularly during the dry season. A majority of the population has voiced their frustrations over the hardship faced in obtaining clean and potable water for essential household needs.
Our source of water is borehole and well in our environment generally, which is Kilanko, Alagbede area. Well, it's not sufficient because on that one, two people normally queue. So, and there's, nowadays there's no light.
As a matter of fact, my environment generally they have well water. Very few of them have borehole. One or two people have borehole, which they usually distribute to the neighborhood. But no pipe bomb water. It's not sufficient.
Okelele, àlómi, a máa ń sọ́fà fómi ni. Bí ká lọ sádàńgbà lọ pọn omi, bí ká lọ sí ọ̀nà ṣàó gáràjì yẹn. So gbogbo sáìdì yẹn láti lọ pọn omi. So bí every morning ni o, every morning ojoojúmọ́ ṣe wà ojoojúmọ́ mo máa ń lè lọ síbi iṣẹ́.
Ìgbà kan tí ó ti sí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì eléyìí la sì ní access nígbà yẹn. Bọ̀ lásìkò sin báyìí kò sí omi ní àdúgbò wa. Tán bá máa mú wá, ó máa tó bí ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́ta, ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin kan tó mú wá. Tán bá máa mú wá náà, Thursday, tán bá ti mú wá ní Thursday yẹn, ó ti tán ẹ̀ ní rí omi yẹn mọ́ tó máa jẹ́ omi ẹ̀rọ. Bọ̀ ìgbà kan wà tó yẹ pé omi yẹn ti máa ń sẹ̀ sí ní Mábòkó gan. Tó yẹ pé àwọn ará Òkèlè lè àwọn tó wà ní another places. So a ní láti lọ bá àwọn tó jẹ́ olórí wa nínú àdúgbò pé ẹjọ́ báwo la ṣe máa rí omi báyìí wọ́n ní láti sọ fún wa pé àwọn ò mọ nǹkan kan tí àwọn lè ṣe because àwọn ò ní ẹni tó ní access láti lọ bá àwọn commission of water nǹkan kan láti fi so inú kálukú wa fi ní wo so omi kan dẹ̀ wà tó jẹ́ pé níwájú school Mábòkó báyìí omi yẹn every day lomi yẹn máa ń wá bọ̀ mẹ́wàá ìgbà tán ti ṣe títì wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kù pipe yẹn wọn ò jẹ́ kí omi yẹn ráyè wọlé sí ẹ̀yìn ọ̀dọ̀ wa kódà in fact gan ẹni tó jẹ́ friend wa nínú ilé mọ́gàjì Mábòkó gangan wọn ò rí omi lò àwọn èèyàn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pé àwọn máa lọ sí water corporation ni.
Omi ẹ̀rọ tó mú wá lọ́dọ̀ wa ní 9 days náà mú wá so lẹ́yìn 9 days yẹn ó máa tún di 9 days mí kan tó tún mú mi wá.
As regard the water situation in the state, as you can know, currently we are in the dry season, and of course, some of our dams have shortfall of water, but that does not still mean that we are still not producing water where we are supposed to, especially in the major water works that we have. It is complementing one another. There are some communities where we provide them with borehole interventions. We carry out some rehabilitations, but I can tell you categorically that the water situation in Kwara State is not as bad as it is to be. Yes, we are not where we want to be, but we are far in a better place today. I think it is possible some specific areas, especially within the metropolis, like the Gakome and Kelanko that I mentioned. I am sure that our water connection gets to Gakome. But if you are saying for Gakome, it is possible that the new settlement, that the new sites may not have access to the water yet because of the reticulation might not have gotten to some of these places. Then for Kelanko, there is we have a stanchion tank out of a garage which supplies up to Gamo. So if you are staying with that catchment area, and if you are not in the inner part of that area, I don't think you shouldn't have any concern as regards water issue for that particular area, because I'm very certain we supply water to some of these areas almost every week. So according to the standard policy, which is globally attainable, I think the maximum distance that you are supposed to get to have access to water is 300 meters apart. So, but the estimated number of people benefiting from water cannot be ascertained, because, for instance, when you look at the people in the interior Ilorin, so where you have a fetching point, or the outsole, for instance, like in Ilialawo, Okelele, for the entire Okelele, it could be you have about 5 fetching points in some of these areas. So you cannot really say this particular house, this particular are where people are coming to fetch this particular water from. we carry out maintenance almost on a daily basis. So if you don't get water today as a result of the maintenance you have been done, and you are getting it next week, you can't say because we are carrying out maintenance, which is not known to you, and that is why we are not getting water every day. So, but if you can say, okay, this particular area, I can tell you categorically what the problem is. For instance, if you go to some part of GRA, Maraba, Mubo, Amlegbe, Ipata, then some part of Gambari, presently they are not having water for about a month now as a result of there's a damage being done at Flower Garden. Then currently they are working on it. So if somebody staying in that axis is now saying, there's no water in Ilorin, I will say it is a lie, because your area is not getting at the moment as a result of a damage that was caused by some people. Does not mean the entire city is not getting water. It is not practically possible, especially for Ilorin, for an area to be getting water every day. And that is why when water is released, people are advised to have reservoirs where they fetch the water. So we know that for this week, you can be getting this particular water twice a week, because we have, for Asadam, we have the Eastern Reservoir, we have the Western Reservoir. So for the Western Reservoir serves most of the interior of Ilorin, while the Eastern Reservoir serves Okiose, UITH, University of Ilorin, Tanke Axis, and some part of Gaiman. So if you are now saying University of Ilorin gets water this week, or they get once a week, UITH is also consuming a large quantity of water, just like University of Ilorin. So if you are saying you want to be giving University of Ilorin and UITH alone every day, it means that other people will not get, because you are producing the same water from the same source. We are carrying out what is known as reticulation and extension of some of these pipelines to cover more areas where they are developing sites. So you don't expect government to do everything at once. We also depend on resources to carry out some of these projects.